Oh, hello. We back. No, we never went anywhere to be back. But like, hey, and welcome to What Did She Say? I am your host, Chrissy, forever and always. Let's get to business. I would like to welcome you with my whole heart to my amazing and lovely podcast. Yeah, I said it. It's an amazing podcast. I'm not going to lie. I literally sit there and I watch back on my episodes and I'm like, no one does like you, girl. No one does like you. Now, if you have been with my podcast, you're going to be like, why is she doing this? Why is she reintroducing herself? I'll tell you why, guys. I have watched my first episode, my pilot. Yeah, I've watched my pilot over and over again. And I'm like, this just doesn't feel authentic. It doesn't feel like me. I was at a very weird headspace when I recorded that pilot. And it's the first thing you see when you open my YouTube page. And you know, even when you go on Spotify and you want to go watch my first episode it's whack audio, it's whack energy, and it's just not giving what I'm here to give, you know? So I've decided to reintroduce myself, reintroduce this podcast, tell you what it's all about, and actually kind of just like tell you a little bit more about me. I wanted to do an episode like this that I just get to kind of introduce myself to people who don't know me. And even those of you who do know me, I keep on getting comments like, I am learning so much about you just listening to this podcast. So let's just do a formal introduction where the energy is right. I'm so much more comfortable. We got audio patterned. We got visuals patterned. Like, guys, I literally want you. I'm not going to remove my first ever episode. I'm not going to remove it. It's going to stay on YouTube. It's going to stay on Spotify. But I am going to just replace it with this beautiful video, which is just giving more energy, more pizzazz. It's more demure. Okay? This is more me. And I'm just happy that every time someone comes to my page and watches my stuff, they just say like, you just look and sound so much more comfortable. So I just thought like, that's the energy that I want to put out when someone opens up my YouTube page, when someone goes to my first episode. Get the real energy. And guys, there's actually nothing wrong with the energy that I was giving in the pilot. It was just, I had just woken up. Like I had literally just woken up and I'm a bit tapped. Like I literally just wake up spontaneous and do stuff. And I'm not going to lie, that's probably not the energy you want to come on with a podcast, but it's what got me here. So I'm not going to complain too much. Okay. So this is the podcast named What Did She Say? Said she is me. I'm Chrissy. I am your host, like I said, forever and always. Yeah, so this is a solo podcast. I actually have never heard a solo podcast before. That is a big fat lie. Lord, forgive me. There is one lady, I know she does a solo podcast. It's I think it's called Being Yourself or something. It's like this woman, she does like a lot of like female empowerment and slay. But I have never really indulged in a solo podcast before, but I just feel like I can do this because I can talk for about 10 people. It's all good here. I can do that. So that's why we're here today. That's why we're here. To yap to your heart's content. Me, personally, I love podcasts. I love them. I feel like there aren't enough podcasts that satisfy my fancy. I love women podcasts. There just, to me, aren't enough yappy waffle like podcasts. I feel like so many podcasts just have such deep meanings behind them, and I don't know, like me sometimes, like my genre of podcasts, I just want to have something in the background. I just want to hear some just random yap from a random cutesy little girl, like, and that's kind of what I've come to give you guys, whether you want it or not. It's here. I am 24, born and bred in the UK. I am first generation Egyptian. My parents were born and bred in Egypt. I go to Egypt very often. I love it. I do speak the language a little bit, Egyptian, not actual like real Arabic. I just speak Egyptian. I am the eldest of 5. I've got 3 full siblings and 2 half siblings. I have a very close-knit extended family here in the UK, so I'm super duper close with the majority of my cousins. Career what? Okay, by the way, I've got a heavy tongue. And also I was raised by a man who English wasn't his first, second or third language. Okay, so if I say things that are just not grammatically correct, I'm gonna need you to just give me some leeway. Don't give me no spill like, oh, you're a teacher and you can't speak English. No, you're a little bit right, but I don't want to hear it like that. Okay. Career-wise, you ask me, what do I do? Oh, I think I spilled the beans there. I'm a primary school teacher. I'm a qualified primary school teacher. I'm literally graduating next week. by the time this comes out, I would have already graduated, like low-key, high-key. I have 2 degrees. That's such a flex. I don't care what anyone says. I'm a flex that till the day I die. Like, not being at school today, and I'm like talking to a kid. I'm like, don't talk to me like that. I was like, I don't know who you think you're talking to. I'm not your little friend. I'm a whole grown woman with 2 degrees. That's even worse than when your teachers used to drop to you. Are you a qualified teacher? I don't think so. Do you have your GCSEs yet? No. I dropped, do you have 2 degrees? No? Okay, I don't want to hear it. Thank you. Yeah, by the way, the accent thing and the ADHD thing, we're just going to have to like get used to it, because if I have to suffer, so do you, mate. So do you. At the moment, I'm not actually contracted to work in a primary school. At the moment, I'm actually doing some supply teaching, substitute teaching in secondary schools, and yeah, it's just really nice to just be back in the school setting. But low-key right now, I'm just feeling like not as fulfilled, because my heart is truly with primary. But it is nice to be in secondary environments. It is. I know the kids enjoy me because, I mean, I'm me. But I want to go where my heart feels most fulfilled, which is in primary right now. I'll probably go back to secondary at some point, but as of right now, I want to be a primary school teacher. Now, if you go watch any of my other videos, there's going to be one constant. No, there's going to be a few constants, but one of them, which is super duper duper important, is my adoration, my obsession, my deep, deep, deep love for anime. Okay, I literally have 2 anime tattoos. I'm not going to show them right now because I'm not going to get skin out on camera, but I love anime with my whole heart. It, other than Jesus Christ, obviously, it gives me a level of happiness that no other human has ever been able to fulfill for me. And I love that. I really do. So anime is a big part of my life and my happiness, my source of joy. My favorite anime, you ask, I'll tell you. Naruto, obviously. Those are my 2 tattoos. They're from Naruto. And oh, you want my top 3? Okay, cool. So Naruto, Banana Fish, and AOT, Attack on Titan. And I can actually just go on forever. Like, we can, if you want me to talk about anime, we can go on forever. But I feel like that's not the vibe we're going for today. So I'm gonna move on. I really enjoy painting. I don't know why I said it like that, but yeah, I like to paint. I have a few paintings here and there around my house. I give paintings to my family sometimes. I like to paint. In terms of fitness and activity, I used to be such a gym babe. I also was like a really fat girl when I was a kid. But then I lost a lot of weight, and then I was like banging out gym and exercise and But basically, as of right now, I'm still kind of a gym babe, like internally, but externally, I'm super duper tired, so I can't actually get myself to the gym. But at the moment, like my current activity rate, it's trying to do a 10K every day, like 10K steps. So I'm trying to do that. I'm literally going to finish this episode and by the grace of God, go on a little run and then hopefully hit the gym. Maybe see my gym crush. Who knows? Okay. The most important fact that I actually haven't given yet is, and I don't think it's obvious because I'm not wearing my crucifix, but I am Christian. I love that about me. I'm Coptic Orthodox to be exact, and it is just a form, a denomination of Christianity, one of the OGs. Okay, Orthodoxy, slay. Okay, Coptic literally just means Egyptian. Orthodoxy means there's a definition for Orthodoxy, but I actually forgot it right now. But I know Orthodox basically means strict. So to me, I was just raised strict Egyptian Christian. But yeah, I speak a lot about my religion. I speak a lot about my heritage. I speak a lot about my upbringing in my previous episodes. And I probably will continue to do so because it's such a big part of who I am. But yeah, that's me, Coptic girl. I was born and raised in West London. Did I already mention that? Anywho, it's so character building. It was a great time. I currently now live in Kent. Womp womp. But hey, you can take the girl out of London, but you can't take the London out of the girl. You get me? When I do have free time, I'm not gonna lie, a lot of it's spent content creating for TikTok. Not for like any monetary purposes, by the way. Like before you start thinking I'm racking it up from TikTok, I'm really not. I just really enjoy content creating. So anything I do, I just want to make content out of it. And a lot of it right now on my bigger page is to do with Christianity, to do with my church. So I really like that because I just feel like it gives me a really big purpose. And I feel like the same is now starting to seep into this podcast. I feel like it gives me so much purpose and I just love it. I love being a source of entertainment. Is that what it is? I guess I like that. I like having, this feels like my baby, low key. I like a project that I start from the ground up, and I'm usually quite a quitter, especially when things don't go right. Like I just quit and I get upset and I like move on. But I'm praying to God that if this is in accordance to his will, this will become really big and not too much tribulation will come out of it. I don't know. I'm just going to keep on praying for discernment, and hopefully if this is, like I said, according to his will, this thing here that we have here will flourish. You can tell I'm quite extroverted, but I also feel like I can be quite introverted depending on the setting and the space. Or like when my social battery is dead, don't even come near me, don't. But I think I have quite a blessed personality in terms of like I can be quite comfortable in new spaces. Again, it really depends on the mood, but the majority of the time, I'm quite a comfortable person in new spaces. So that's kind of something I wanted to share about my personality. I am the eldest of 5. Like I said, I'm the eldest of 5. I'm a girl. I'm Egyptian. So I think that in itself is so character building. I feel like it's got so much to do with who I am today. I'm quite an alpha, I would say. I think I possess a lot of masculine energy, but I'm steering away from that. I'm steering away from the masculine energy. I'm trying to like, flow back into my feminine energy a lot more. So now I bet you're sitting here thinking, okay, girl, we know so much about you. I can literally write a book about you, Chrissy. Like, okay, cool. What is this podcast going to be about? Guys, this podcast is literally just like my audio/visual journal. It's just gonna be my inner thoughts. Like, it's gonna be my inner thoughts just splat onto a video, onto an audio. Like, that's actually all this is. It's just gonna be my really crazy opinion on stuff. Actually, it's not even crazy. My opinions are not even that crazy, but it's just gonna be my opinion. It's just gonna be my thoughts, my processes, my inner monologue. That's like literally all this is. This is not educational in the slightest. Maybe some episodes might be educational to you. Obviously, if you're writing the book about me, then obviously this is all education. But if you're just here for just some waffle in the background, honestly, slay. I'm trying to think, is there anything else you need to know about me in this reintroduction? I don't know. I just want to say, like, so far, so good. I feel like the episodes we've done so far, who's we? It's me. I'm literally doing this all by myself. The episodes I've done so far actually have been really interesting topics, and I've gotten really good feedback so far. I feel like the feedback I've got, I've definitely worked on. And if you have any more, please make sure that you either DM me on my Instagram or leave your comments below wherever you're accessing this. I'll be real, I don't think there's much to me other than the fact that I have a big mouth, and I don't know what anecdotes I'm going to share that might be interesting along this podcast, but hey, if you enjoy it, that's a win for me, I guess. But I'm just going to share the content that I intake so that you just get a kind of rough idea as to like what we're getting. No, not what we're getting here, but like what I consume. So the podcasts I listen to, right, are the receipts, which I'm slowly yet surely declining from, because I think as I grow up, I'm realizing that I'm not, if your mentality is so backwards to what I believe, I just don't see why I'm consuming this. So yeah, the receipts is kind of like, and I'm not here to badmouth anything or anyone, but like, I don't know, I'm just not, their opinions are really not sitting right with my soul anymore. So that's some tea. A kind of newish podcast I've been listening to, it's not a new podcast, I've just recently started listening, is Sisters in the City. I really enjoy that. It just feels like core brain rot, but I love it. I love how real and genuine these women are. Like, they're two sisters, and it just feels like I'm listening to reality TV, but through podcast form. And by the way, I don't even like reality TV, so I don't know, I just really enjoy it. I like the rawness, I like the realness, and low-key, I think that's what pushed me to start this, because I was like, I'm a really raw and real person. Maybe I should try be like that online. Like, let's see if people will appreciate it the same way I do. Obviously, my church has just started a podcast called Come and See, which is so incredible and educational. I love that, especially when I'm not in a very worldly mood and I want to be a little bit more in tune with God. Slap that on. Great. Love it. Suggest you go subscribe. suggest you go subscribe and follow their page, Come and See. In terms of TV, like I said, real anime head. I also really enjoy just like anything. I don't like, honestly, anything. Currently, I just started Grey's Anatomy. I know that's a big one. That's going to take a long time to finish. I'm Egyptian, so of course I love watching like Slayers and stuff. Egyptian TV shows. What a big slay. I just finished Desperate Housewives for the first time, like properly. I watched it from beginning to end. That was incredible. Love that. I love my little sitcoms, Brooklyn Nine-Nine, Big Bang Theory, New Girl. Love New Girl. Yeah, I love TV. I love indulging in TV and media like that. It's one of my favorite pastimes, I'm not gonna lie. But as of recent, a lot of my time has just been taken with content creating / obviously being at work, which is supply teaching. My dreams for the future, you ask? That is such a great question. Thank you for asking. My dreams, honestly, like, I don't really dream. I don't really have goals, if that makes sense. I just kind of live my life and just try to live it in accordance to God's will as much as I can. And obviously I be doing my thing. As of right now, what I would like to do is find a good school that matches my ethos, matches my values, my morals, that care for teachers, mental health and progression. And obviously, by the grace of God, one day, I was going to say grow up. Girl, I'm grown. I am grown. Grow up and have a family one day. I really want to be a mum. And honestly, I don't really, whatever it is, again, according to God's will, whether I have my own kids, whether I adopt, I don't really care. I just know I want to be a mother. I'm a mother. I think that makes a lot of sense since I'm a teacher, primary school as well. I've just always, I think I'm a very maternal person. I love babies so much. They're so cute. I love a baby. Sorry. Yeah, it's a bit embarrassing. Cut the cameras. Cut. Oh, I also watched like It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia, and they had a podcast and it was so good. By the way, I love listening to podcasts about shows. So do you know The Office, right? The two ladies from The Office, Pam and, oh no, what's her name? What's her name? I forgot her name. They made a podcast about The Office. Oh my gosh, I reaped that in so much. I loved that. That podcast was so sick, and it was just so, it was so good. Oh, Pressed podcast by Adiola Patron and Mariam Musa. That one's a good one too. It's a bit, their voices are a bit jarring, but I do really like the girls. Sorry, that was so rude. Why did you say that? No, sorry. I don't know why I just told you my yeah, I wouldn't call that a dream. It's more just something like that's the life I kind of want for myself. And again, I'm gonna just see what God wants for me. I do intend on traveling with my qualification now. I do intend to go and be a teacher abroad for a few months here and there. So we'll see how that goes. I really feel like we've touched all the bases here today. I promise you, I'm going to leave, yeah. I'm going to go on my walk and I'm going to be like, oh, I should have mentioned the fact that when I was 7, my finger got chopped off. That's not a lie. This one did. It did get chopped off. Guys who are listening, it's my wedding finger. My wedding finger got chopped off when I was 2. Yeah. That's called child neglect. Someone called it RSPCA because we got some child neglect here. My dad, he was supposed to be watching me and then he wasn't watching me, obviously. He was yapping with the uncles and I was like playing with the gate and then the gate shut and then the tip of my little finger just came off. Mad, I know. They stuck it back on with glue. It looks a little bit weird, but like you can't tell from a distance, but I'm not gonna lie. When it comes to me getting married, I'm gonna have to make sure like a cute fresh set on. So like my husband doesn't be like, what is that? You know? It's actually not that bad, guys. I swear, look. It's not that bad. It's not that bad as well. I'm not a mutant. Was that even like okay to say? I don't know. Honestly, I'm so worried that I get cancelled just by saying something I think is funny. Or my opinion. It's my opinion! But yeah. So I feel like we've touched on bases here. If I forget something, I'll probably just sprinkle it into another episode. But as of right now, I feel like we've done pretty well in introducing myself. Or sorry, should I say reintroducing myself. Guys, this is your favorite podcast. What did she say? Every episode comes out on a Tuesday at 12 p.m. as of right now. It was just a random day that I chose to post, and I just thought, let's just stick with it. Like, why not? Tuesday is kind of like, you know, it's not a Monday, because I'm like posting on a Monday, that just feels like a chore now. Like Monday, ew, yuck, cringe. But like a Tuesday is kind of cute, and it's still early on the week. I didn't want to post on like a Friday, because like I just feel like Friday is also, you know, we got things to do on a Friday. You know, we wanna get lit. Not that type of lit. When I mean lit, I mean go to church, a Friday meeting, let's go. But yeah, Tuesdays, 12 o'clock. What did she say? Tuesdays, that's what I'm calling them. Now you have something to look forward to on a Tuesday morning. It's not even morning. By then, that's not even morning. But Tuesday afternoon, you have something to look forward to. And it is me, Chrissy, and my yappy yap. I hope you enjoyed this episode. You got to know me a little bit more. And please do keep me in your prayers. Please continue to support if you have been, and if you haven't, what are you doing? #hater. Please make sure that you repost, make sure that you share, you send this to your friends, send this to your family, maybe not the aunties and uncles, because I don't need that shtick right now. Like, comment, subscribe, make sure you follow on YouTube, make sure you rate the show. Sorry, I meant follow on Spotify. Follow me on Spotify. Please make sure you rate the show. It really does help. And if I could be a bit cheeky and ask of something of you, if you're watching this on YouTube, I would really appreciate it if you stream it for me on Spotify, because that really does help me big this platform up. So, you know, if you wanna. Thank you guys so much for watching. Thank you for being a part of this really cool project of mine. I'm just going to answer one last question that I always get a lot, because I've already answered it, but I'm just going to say it one more time for the reintroduction. Am I ever going to have guests? Honestly, probably. Like, but they won't be like, you know, celebrities, lol. They'll be my family, they'll be my friends, and we'll see. Again, it's a logistics thing. Like, if someone is able to come over to my studio, then yes, I will have a guest on. It will be interesting. But as of right now, this is a solo podcast, so please take me as I am. That's what love is. Love is a choice, okay? In terms of what these episodes are going to entail, I really can't tell you. I've got a long list of episodes I want to cover, but as of right now, you can kind of see the gist of what we're working with. If you go to my last episodes, you'll see that it's just literally things that have to do with me, things I can talk about, things that I have anecdotes to share. So yeah, we'll see how that goes. I just have a bad feeling that I'm going to end up running out of things to say or running out of things to talk about. But we'll see. I don't know. Again, thank you so much for being here. Thank you so much for listening to this episode or watching. Please make sure you share the love. All my social media handles are in the description boxes. Please go show some love on my TikTok and my Instagram. Make sure you leave your feedback. And if you want to talk about anything one-to-one, my Instagram DMs are open. My TikTok isn't though, because that's just too much noise. Thank you so much for being here. I've been your host, Chrissy, and please make sure you come back on Tuesday to find out, what did she say? What did he say? Sorry, you know that meme? Yeah. Just cut the cameras.